looking at the film, grading players, what's some of your takeaways from Saturday night?
Yeah, I think that did some positive things, and then got to get some things that we need to clean up. I thought we ran pretty well. We had some good instances of hitting, but schematically we got to get some things cleaned up, being in the right position, winning our leverage, making the right calls on the O-line, some distribution with our route concepts, the ball coming out on time, all those good things. Bunch of football. They're excited to correct their mistakes in there today, and looking forward to a good week.
What do you want to see from Colt going into training camp, preseason, and is he your guy going into week one?
Yeah, when we need to name the starters, we'll name the starters, but he's doing a good job. I thought he operated well. I think that he's getting more and more comfortable with what we're asking him to do. He's obviously played a lot of football, but I like where his game's trending.
How much of the preseason, especially Saturday night, was just kind of trying different things, seeing what worked well and what packages, stuff like that?
We're preseason, we're trying to evaluate and develop and keep our guys healthy. So how we set up game plans and things like that, we've done everything that we've done so far for a reason. It was good to see us. I think that some of the certain calls that got the stress of those calls got tested to make sure we're in the right spots, or you won't give yourself a chance to win. So it was really a good learning experience for us week one and week two, and hopefully moving forward here now in Minnesota, the same thing.
After two games, what do you think of Isaiah Simmons' switch from safety or switch to safety from linebacker? How's he doing?
Yeah, I think he feels comfortable with what he's doing. He's got some things he's got to clean up, but I like where he's going right now.
When you saw that defense at full strength, your starters, first two series, first two punts, were you pretty pleased by that?
Yeah, I think, they had a penalty that set them back, that negated an explosive. But, yeah, I thought we were in the right spots for the most part, covered pretty well. The run game looked pretty good, so we got to rush him the right way. I feel like our four-man rush has to get cleaned up a little bit with how we're distributing in our lanes and things like that, because when he gets out, he'll hurt you. But, yeah, I thought they did a good job to, get some stops there.
Coach, with two games behind you now, how does that change what you hope to get out of Minnesota?
Nothing. Yeah, how we set up camp with these, we're excited about going there, and it looks like we're going to get out of it what we want to get out of it.
What would you say was the difference between Clayton game one and Clayton game two, and what about game three? How much?
I thought it was a good learning experience for him. They gave him a lot of different looks, so he needs, reps are gold in the NFL, especially for rookies, especially for rookie quarterbacks. So I thought he took a step forward, and I like where he's going. But it was good to see him make a couple throws in there and some things like everybody that he needs to clean up.
How much have you seen him grow, kind of on a daily basis?
How much? Say it again, Josh?
How much have you seen him kind of grow and develop?
Yeah, a lot. Where he started from, coming from the system that he was in college to where he's at now and what we're asking him to do, a lot. He makes improvements every day.
Hey, Coach, going on the road now, does this help you get ready for preseason or regular season game one when you'll be on the road as well?
Yeah, it'll be, we got to get used to our standard operating procedures of being on the road and traveling and all those things. But our guys, they got to be focused in and get done what we need to get done, going to Minnesota, and then obviously when we play on the road.
Do you feel like your team is as healthy as they can be right now?
Yeah, I like where we're at. I think that, one of the goals, I think, when we set up training camp, and we're not out of it now. I know we broke camp, but still, to me, like, training camp is still, you start week one. But I think that we've been relatively healthy, a lot healthier than, some other people. Not that we're worried about other people, but I think that, and the guys that have missed some time have been able to still acclimate themselves with certain things going on with walkthroughs and practices that they haven't missed a ton of time. So, yeah, I think we've done it. Like I said, I thought that the performance team has done a really good job, and we've gotten guys back quicker than normal with how we set things up.
Tweaks to the practice plan with the Vikings?
I got a call with him in a couple hours, so we'll see. But all systems go.
Does Kyler travel with you guys to Minnesota?
Yeah.
What's his status?
Yeah, he's doing good. Still working every day and doing everything he can mentally, but yeah, he'll travel with us.
How would you like the decision to have what happens next week all in one with reducing the roster?
I think pros and cons of it. Honestly, I mean, those are the rules. So it's all good. But it's going to give some guys some opportunities that, when they first, however it was before, they wouldn't be able to play in this game. You might not be able to go through a joint practice preseason 3 because you're down guys, So I think it sets up well for us, and look forward to those guys' opportunities to get out there and play.
Back up there around that team without Mike Zimmer around.
I mean, Kevin O'Connell's a good coach, but I really don't have an opinion on that, truthfully, Josh. I mean, it'll be a good challenge for us, and we need to get a lot of work out of it. That's why we're going up there.
At the beginning of camp, there was a no fighting policy. Do you reiterate that before a joint practice?
Yeah, our guys know what's expected when we practice versus ourselves and with other people. Good question, Danny.
A lot of coaches always say that what happens next week is one of the hardest things they have to go through as a head coach. Have you even in your mind thought about that yet, or in terms of?
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, I mean, you want to keep everybody, but you can't, So you got to make the decisions that we make in the next couple of weeks will be for the betterment of the team and what we think is the right thing to do for everybody. So, but yeah, those are tough days. You know what I mean? Because you love everybody in there and you appreciate all their hard work and their effort and what it takes to, go through an off season or go through a training camp. Like they make a lot of sacrifices and we appreciate that. But yeah, they're hard days.
Process of the players change a little bit when it's team versus team in that joint practice setting as opposed to preseason game or team?
Not much, honestly. Obviously you're not tackling, you're not hitting the quarterback, you're not doing those things. You're not, we'll keep guys healthy. You're not crack backing those guys like you would in a game, things like that. That's why I'm excited to go against Minnesota because Kevin and I see it kind of similar, what's acceptable and what's not. And they educate their guys, and we educate our guys. So we'll get good work out of it. But they'll be running, hot these next couple days because you're playing a new system, a new opponent, things like that. But we're going to run our stuff, and hopefully we learn and can teach off of it, and get our guys better.
You have 5 or 6 guys on the staff that you were in Minnesota at one point or another. Where is Mike's influence on this staff, you think? Where do you see it?
He's a good football coach. He taught us a lot of things, so we use that. You take in anybody that you're around, you try to take all the good from it, and see why those people that you're working for are successful. So hopefully every coach on this staff has done this a little bit. I know I have, but obviously he's one of my greatest mentors, and I learned a lot of ball from him, and also how to run a team. So he did it for a long time, but I'm grateful for my opportunity with Zim, 2 different places for I think a total of 5 years, and then relationship with him for 20 years now coming up here. So,
Coach, is it too early to ask next week what the probable status will be for Kyler and Garrett Williams?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, you know what I mean? You guys will figure it out when they get out there. You'll probably get the news before I do. But, yeah, they're day by day and taking it one day at a time and making improvements. And like I said, when they're ready to get out there physically and mentally, we'll get them out there.
What did you think of this, just the energy of the team, and were you happy with the effort that they put out there?
I was after watching the tape. That's one of the things that I look for. Are we running and we hitting? And I thought the energy was good. What we have to get cleaned up. I think the difference in that ball game was the details of how we operated by certain plays, certain calls, certain techniques, and that really was the difference in the game.
After watching the film, how do you assess the battle at corner right now?
Yeah, I think they're all doing a good job. They all want some plays back, but they're competing and they're trying to do what we asked them to do, and there's a lot of learning on that tape for those guys to improve their game. So it's going good.
When you saw the tape on the Isaiah penalty, do you think that was borderline, and do you think in any way he was tentative a little bit after that play?
No, I think that was bang, bang, and you got to coach your guys, if when this is about to happen, what you should try to do. those full speed plays like that, you know, it's hard for a player to not get penalized at that point in time. I don't think that affected him moving forward. But you know, we educated him today, all of them, not just Isaiah. Hey, when this happens, here's how you need to try to, you know, hit the guy, and what you need to do with your body as well. So he understands that. Okay, thank you. We'll see you.